Okay, we're here with Gene again, and we're going to do another video of his what we call Gene Tsuji's Legacy. So I think today Gene is going to tell us a little bit about what it's like to age,
Get old.
grow a little older. So I called it Growing Old Adventures. Okay.
Okay, now. Oh, okay. Now that I have a picture of you.
Yep. And so you are on screen. So you should be able to, yeah, just kind of let us know, kind of what it's like to grow old or some of your adventures or things like that.
Oh, sure. What I have on the screen right now is on a full screen is you.
Okay.
Now, do I need to do something to?
No, I don't think so, because we should be recording you on my screen, because that's what I see on my screen.
Oh, and you have a full picture of me.
Yes,
Oh,
I sure
okay.
do.
Okay, then I won't worry about it then. Okay. Well, I guess what we're going to cover in this session is, I guess, just me getting old, or going through the process of how I guess I decided that I'm getting old.
Okay.
Or older, I don't think there's anything that says you can get too old.
Right.
So, but it's kind of interesting because, as you're growing up, I had aunts and uncles, and, they always said, well, yeah, I'm 60 years old. Well, I was in my early teens, and so 60 years old was, boy, that was ancient.
Yeah.
And I figured, heck, I'm never going to get to that part. And then I don't know, I was at some kind of a class that I was teaching, and I guess I had mentioned age, and someone asked me how old I was, and I had just turned 80, and they couldn't believe it. They thought, wow. And I guess that's when I realized that, as far as age goes, it's hard for people to judge age, because a lot of people age, I guess you call it, better than other people.
I think they do. Yep.
And I guess they thought that I wasn't 80, and even though I still felt like I was 80. But I think that kind of was the first indication to me that, yeah, I've got a lot of years behind me now, and they sort of, I guess, sort of catch up with you. You don't realize the years passing by for various reasons. Some people have health issues, and I think that having certain kinds of health issues tend to age you more. It either makes you physically not able to get around, or it's harder to get around, or I don't know. I think people, when they have a physical issue, something happens and you start looking old, in addition to sort of acting old. And so, I've known people that are 50 and 60 that they look as old as I do.
Mhm.
Of course, I don't look in the mirror all the time, and I don't look at it and say, boy, you really look old, or gee, you don't look like you're 80 or something like that.
Yeah, right.
It's usually the first part that I'm always saying is, you look a lot older than 80. But I guess I've been pretty lucky physically in that I've been in pretty good shape almost all my life, and I've been able to do all the things that I wanted to do, both physically and whatnot. And I think what that does is, I like to work outside in the yard, and before I used to like to work on cars and different things like that.
Mhm.
And I think that um, kept me sort of physically fit, and I think that helps quite a bit.
Mhm.
It To me, it's better than, like when I retired in 1992. Um, I know a lot of people that retired at age 65, 70, and then they didn't do anything. They didn't have a hobby. They didn't travel. They didn't do those types of things to stay active. And boy, the next 5, 6, 7 years, they're gone.
Mhm.
Because they haven't stayed active.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, lucky for, I guess, lucky for me, uh, there was a lot of things to do around the house. And so I was able to keep busy doing that. Uh, and your mom enjoyed doing that kind of stuff also, and working outside. And so then it was kind of a nice thing to have somebody doing something with you. Uh, Not all the time,
Mhm.
but a lot of the time, because uh, neither one of us had to go to work, and so we always felt there was all kinds of different things that we could do to pass the time away.
Mhm.
We did do enough. We did a lot of traveling, and that was fun. And doing things, I think, together uh, added to, I don't know, just the fact that you're doing something other than just sitting around and watching TV.
Yeah.
And I think that was important. And I think that the other part was that I think both your mother and I realized that neither one of us really needed to have the same interests.
Mm.
We did have some interests that were very similar. The traveling was very similar. Um, I was very heavily involved in doing bonsai, and your mother was a gardener, but she wasn't a bonsai person.
Mhm.
But yet she found things bonsai related that kept us active together. And I think that helped quite a bit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of other things. I think the traveling thing was probably the
Mm-hmm.
biggest part that that helped us because we do enjoy traveling. Um, your mother enjoyed traveling, but not outside of the continental United States. I think Mexico and Canada were the two places that she was traveled to that was outside of the United States.
Uh-huh.
But and that was fine. I didn't have any problems with that because I was able to do a little bit of traveling when I was in the service, and that I guess gave me enough exposure to where uh, I was satisfied in seeing different parts of the world, uh, but maybe not to the same extent as some people that
Mm.
they want to be able to see every place in the world. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think either one of us were in that kind of a situation. Excuse me. I think that what made me realize that I was getting older and not being able to do a lot of the things that I was able to do before was my arthritis started to get worse.
Mm.
And I think it was when I was probably in my maybe 60s, early 70s. Uh, I had problems with my fingers,
Mm.
and they bothered me quite a bit. And so then I had surgery done on two fingers on both my hands.
Let's see him.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
There we
not
go.
exactly straight fingers,
Yeah.
but they don't hurt,
Yeah,
and
good.
I'm still able to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, that was okay. Then the next thing that started to create a little bit of a problem was my knees. um, and so I had my right knee replaced, and I'm not exactly sure when that was. I think it was around 19. It was in the 80s, I think.
Oh, in the 1980s?
Yeah, it might have been in the 90s.
Okay.
Well, actually, it was maybe a year or two before COVID.
Oh,
because
okay.
because what I was going to do was I was going to have my right knee replaced, and then I was going to wait a couple years and then have my left knee replaced. And
Mm.
about the time I was ready to have my left knee replaced, then COVID came along, and they quit doing elective surgery,
Oh, right.
and so consequently I haven't had it done. But arthritis is one of the things that really made me feel old, because it not only kept me from doing a lot of different things that I used to do, um, sometimes it was painful,
Mm.
and that's something I didn't have to deal with before. So it was a new, I guess you call it a new time in my life where I had to readjust a lot of my thinking and a lot of my activities. But I've been able to uh, still do, I don't know, a lot of different things. I still do the bonsai, and
Mm-hmm.
I still go to meetings, and I still help with the teaching and things like that. and that's not too bad. The other parts that become a little bit more difficult is like working out in the yard, trimming bushes, trimming trees.
Mhm.
I just sort of have to, I think, be a little bit more careful as far as what I choose to do in the yard,
Mhm.
because things like my balance and my strength in my hands and my arms and my legs are just not what they used to be, and
Mhm.
I guess I blame that on getting older,
Yeah.
and you know, and so that what that does is it makes me think more about, okay, should I be trimming this bush,
Mm.
or am I putting myself into jeopardy?
Mhm.
Because if I fall out or if I do something, then I'm going to pay for it later.
Mhm. Right. Yeah.
And and so that's, I think that that's part of the growing old syndrome, I guess, is
Mhm.
that you sort of kind of realize what your limitations are,
Mhm.
and I'm sometimes I forget what my limitations are, and then I pay for it a little bit later.
Mhm.
Uh, but I'm also finding that uh, I'm thinking more about what I have to do yard wise, and then deciding what I can do versus what I need to have done.
Mhm.
And we've got a good gardener here, and all I really need to do is just um, explain to the gardener what I need done, and ask him how much he's going to charge for it,
Mhm.
and then just have it done.
Mhm.
Uh, I also have a good neighbor, Glenn, and so occasionally, if I have a hedge that I need trimmed, he's got a gas trimmer.
Oh yeah.
So
Nice.
he'll come over and he'll go through and he'll trim the hedge, and or the hibiscus bush that we've got out there, and that helps a whole lot because
Mhm.
I can do all the cleanup,
Mhm.
because I'm on the ground when I'm doing the cleanup, and I don't have to worry about falling or anything like that. So,
Right.
uh, and then the gardener will pick up all that kind of stuff. So then it becomes not a big deal. Um, I think that um, the other time when when I felt that I was getting along in age, and things were going to change, is when we put your mom into
Yeah.
garden court.
That was hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a really difficult decision, and yeah.
you know, I was so used to having your mom around here.
Mhm.
And so then we'd be watching TV, and then something funny would happen and we'd make a comment. Well, while I'm watching TV, I may make a comment, but I forget that I'm the only one here.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that sort of tells me a little bit about the fact that I'm getting older.
Mhm.
Uh, I guess a lot of people make these comments that say, like, getting old sucks. Well,
Mhm.
it does, but I don't know. You can, I think, feel sorry for yourself and think, for me, and then go into some kind of a hibernation mode or
Mhm.
some kind of mode like that and not do anything.
Mhm.
And I don't know, that really doesn't help anybody at all, especially uh, someone like me, because if if I'm not doing something, I don't know, I guess I just don't feel worthy enough
Mhm.
or something. Uh, and I think that one of the things that helps is the fact that uh, there isn't a whole lot of maintenance to do at the house here, but there is just enough maintenance to keep me busy. I
Mhm.
I could go out every day for maybe like half a day and uh, and do a little bit of pruning or whatever, or I could go out and work on my bonsai.
Mhm.
And I found that that's really helped me, I guess, sort of accept the fact that I'm getting along in age. I need to uh, be a lot more careful about what I do.
Mhm.
Um, Other than that, I don't think that I don't think there's a whole lot I can do now except try to create small projects
Mhm. Mhm.
that keeps me interested and I guess I don't know. I guess interested is probably the best thing because from my standpoint, I think mentally I'm doing pretty good,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I agree.
I, I can still think a little bit. I think it's the physical part of it, but and so I have to just tell myself that I probably have some good years left,
Mhm.
and I just need to make the best of those years.
Mhm.
And I've been able to do a little bit of that since I've been here. Of course, I've got Ron and Terry as friends,
Mhm.
and they invite me over. And then I've got the Bonsai Club in Waimea,
Mhm.
and about twice a month I'll go up to Waimea and I'll work on Ruth's bonsais. Um, Ruth is sort of in the same situation that I am. It's just that Ruth's husband has dementia, but he's at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I think he sleeps most of the time. So um, having a little bit of company is good for Ruth, and for me, going out and working on her bonsai is good for me.
Mhm.
And the only thing I don't want to do is be a burden on her and going over there too often.
Mm. Right.
So
Yeah.
I have to find a good balance on that.
Mhm.
I think right now it's not. I'm getting to this good point where I'm not overdoing things, keeping myself so busy that uh, I can't get things that need to be done.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yet I'm having enough things to do that keeps me occupied. Because I know that the bonsai meeting, that's only once a month, but then a lot of times uh, people at the meeting will say, well, I need some help. And can I bring over a plant or something like that? And so then that helps
Yeah.
take some time away.
Mhm.
And then Terry has a bonsai workshop once a month, and there's I think three or four people that in this area here
Mhm.
that we meet, and I help with their bonsai and things like that. And
Oh
that
yeah.
that also is good. Uh, so right now I guess I am adapting to older age, because I really think that there's stages in age where um, you can do a whole lot of stuff, or you're able to do a whole lot of stuff, and then as time goes by, then that part sort of diminishes down a little bit,
Mhm.
and I think that both Robin and I think we've adapted to the aging part
Mhm.
fairly well.
Mhm.
I think that I think the fact that uh, your mom didn't start having the dementia problem until quite a bit later in her life, and
Mhm.
that helped quite a bit because
Mhm.
when she started having it, there was a period where uh, there was a lot of care that was necessary,
Mhm.
and that was later, I guess, later in both our lives,
Mhm.
and um, we were able to handle that part of it until it got to the point where we couldn't handle it, and then we had to put her into a facility.
Right.
But it was kind of nice that we had options that way.
Mhm.
And otherwise, I think if we didn't have those options, I probably would be a lot older than I am, or I
Right.
would look a lot older than I am. I guess is a
Yeah.
better part of it, because it was uh, quite time consuming
Oh
and
yes.
everything. So
Being a caregiver
yeah,
24/7 for her in the deterioration that was going on. Like when I went over there in uh September of last year, you know, I could do some work. I mean, it didn't take it, you had a lot of things that you could, watch, and I'd help, but I could still do remote work. But when
right,
I was there in January, no, it was like it took both
yeah,
of us 24/7 to watch her and to care for her. And so it was the right decision to put her into a facility that could really watch her, and she could really grow. And I think she has. I think she's blossomed and found friends, and it could be a new friend every day or it could be a new friend every hour. But
right,
there's
right,
definitely 3 or 4 people there, and they figured out how to get her to eat, and
yeah.
she's just kind of really settled in. So yeah, but you did a lot of caregiving, and that was very difficult, especially when she wasn't on some medication. that,
Oh,
you
true.
know, um, the medication that she finally got on calmed her mind down a little bit. So,
Yeah, and then there were certain parts of the dementia and Alzheimer um, uh, that uh, I didn't realize until I talked to some people, and and they said that sometimes people that have dementia or Alzheimer's will lash out at their caregiver if it's the only caregiver that they have, and it didn't even dawn on me at the time, but uh, being in Garden Court, she's got a dozen caregivers,
mhm,
and so I think that that part there makes a great big difference as how she reacts to the environment and everything.
mhm,
And it's it's not the easiest situation to be in, but it's the best alternative.
mhm.
So you just sort of have to, I guess, talk yourself into it, and then it all makes sense, and it's
Mhm,
okay.
mhm, mhm. It was the best decision. Yeah. Hard
So
decision, difficult,
yeah.
but you made the best decision.
So anyway, um, I don't know what else to say about getting old. I think that one of the things is that, if I do some stupid thing and I fall over a bush or do something like that and I bruise myself, you know, as you get older, a lot of those things take a little bit longer to heal. And so I'm limping around here, hoping that everything is going to start feeling a lot better.
Mhm,
And I know eventually it will.
mhm.
It's just that it's just not as quick as it used to be.
Right.
And I guess that's just all part of the old process. And
Mhm.
uh, there's
Learn how
not,
to tuck and roll.
yeah, right. Uh, so it's the situation that I have here is not a bad situation, and um, sometimes it gets a little lonely,
Mm,
but when I think about it, I can usually rationalize within myself to say, it's really not too bad. So I guess just getting old takes a whole lot of different paths and situations, and I think that as a person, if you one try not to push yourself,
mhm,
I think, and then the other thing is try not to criticize yourself for not being able to do
mm.
certain things and accept the fact that you can't. Um, I think that makes growing older easier.
Mhm.
Um, and I guess it took me a little while to um, to come to that realization. But I think Robin going into garden court, that's when I was able to start thinking about different things, because I didn't have to worry about concentrating on what to do or what she was doing or anything like that. And I think that now I know that these videos, they've helped quite a bit because, you know, one of the things that I do a lot, and I don't know if other people do it, I'm going to have to assume so, but and I was just thinking about that this morning. I was thinking, you know, when I was in the service and I was getting about ready to get out, I had the opportunity to re-enlist for another 6 years, 7 years, and they pay you a re-enlistment bonus, and there's times when I think about that and I think, I wonder what would have happened if I did that. You know, I've always wanted to be a helicopter pilot, and that would have, I could have done it if I would have re-enlisted. But then on the other hand, the Vietnam War was going on, and I don't know how long I would have lasted in the war as a pilot or as a soldier. And so it's kind of interesting to look back on some of those things and say, what if? You know, you can't change it. I mean, it's too late to change. But when you're younger, you know, you have some of these pretty critical decisions to make, and but I don't think, a lot of times I don't think we realize that they're going to affect the overall outcome. And so so as you get older, and when you get to my age, you think about that, you think, gee, you know, I might not even be here then. So getting old then doesn't become an issue. And then the other parts of it is, what if I didn't marry Robin? Okay, what would have happened then? Well, I don't know, because that seemed to be the right thing to do at that time. And as far as I was concerned, it is or was. But I think about those things, and I think about, okay, if I didn't do that, would I still be here? If I didn't do that, would I still be doing the same thing I'm doing now? And really, when I think about it and really be, I guess you'd call it, truthful with myself, I've made all the right decisions to get where I'm at now.
No regrets, basically, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so I think that that's all part of this aging thing, you know. Because one of the things you can do is you can try to look forward to the future, and sometimes you can make things happen, but you can never look back and wish you'd made some different decisions. You know, those are already done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you know, the position, I guess, that where I'm at now, like you said, no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't have anything else on my sheet. In fact, I'm surprised I was able to talk this.
Well, it sounds like I mean, I just appreciate some of those tips, you know, to really just don't, I guess some of the things I hear is like, don't fear getting old, you know, just kind of roll with it. Don't, if you have a wall up or a, you know, an anxiety about getting old, then you're going to miss out on all
Yeah.
the stuff that you're still able to do. And so
And
that's,
I think part of it is that a lot of times you don't even realize that there's a wall out there. You know, age just, you just take one year at a time, and it just slowly gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I guess you continue to do the things that you think are appropriate, are a lot of fun, are useful, and all those things. And you know, I think that I don't think I've ever looked at life as having any kind of a wall that I had to try to overcome or anything. I think I had a good partner. And we were able to work through all of those things that we encountered, whether it was good or bad, you know, because I think when your mom and I first got together, then I did a lot of work around the house and improved the house quite a bit, and we took trips and we bought cars and stuff like that. But it was all a mutual type of thing. Neither one of us, I don't think, felt that we had to make the decision to buy a new car. Of course, I think I'm the one that was always in a position of saying, boy, I'd like to have a new car. And then mom was always good enough that she'd go along with me on that part. And so, you know, that part worked out good. Things like on the house, you know, we at some point we thought, yeah, maybe we should get a new roof on the house. And so then we would talk about it, and we would come to an agreement, and we either got it or we didn't. You know, depend on our discussion. The same way with the siding and different things like that. So I think that if you've got to me, if you've got a good partner, making decisions like that is easy. Because one of us probably had more sense than the other at the time, and decided, no, we don't really need that, or sure, that would be a good idea, you know, type of thing. And I think that that works out real well. And having that kind of a relationship, I guess, getting old didn't make any difference. It just happens.
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
And so, and so I probably talk quite a bit too much now,
Oh, no.
but no, I always would look at, other couples that we have friends with, and see how the interaction goes and
Mhm.
everything. And we had some, or we still do have some really good friends.
Mhm.
So, and I think that's helped quite a bit is
Mhm.
having
Yeah.
good friends and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Right. And keeping new friends even in your old age and making new friends. Look at all the friends you've made over there on the Big Island,
right.
in the bonsai clubs and those sorts of things. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. And, it's like, Mike and Patty,
Mm-hmm.
they've been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're friends that you can count on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also friends that you'd be willing to do anything for.
Mm-hmm.
So that part, it's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
We enjoy that part.
Mm-hmm.
So, well,
That's great. Thank you, Jean. We're recording this on September 10th of
yeah,
2022, just to record the date. And I do that when I put the video
oh,
together too, but just to say it. Yeah.
uh-huh.
So,
Well, I think that's great. I really enjoy the fact that you're doing this, and I think it's gonna, well, I hope other people will look at it or
yeah,
do something with it. At
yeah,
least it's sort of like the book that your mom uh, put out for your grandma.
Mm-hmm.
The same
Right.
thing.
Yep. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And the way that, the younger people are, it's all going digital right now. And, being able to have these and watch them on a platform that will be there for a while. And they're
Right.
just going to be stationary there. So,
Yeah. So, well,
okay.
that's good. Um, I don't have anything else
Okay. I'm going to
that I
stop.
can think of.
I'll stop the recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And actually, I think Steve and Gunther are going on vacation pretty